Like, talk about your experience with the Orville versus when you're on Deep Space Nine. Like, is it a very similar type feeling, or is it just completely different?
It is somewhere in between. It is different and it's similar. It's similar in that we have a script that to me is classic. When I started doing Deep Space Nine, at first I didn't want to do it because I wasn't a Trekkie. But that week, I had not gotten one gig, and I thought, I'm not doing this anymore. And my husband said, yes, you are. You're going to go to that Star Trek thing. Because I said, this is nothing. But when I went there in that meeting, and I realized that Star Trek was the future Shakespeare, it was truly, it wasn't iambic pentameter, but you're talking about seasoned actors from the theater who are really doing their thing and making you believe every word that comes out of their mouths. Well, that compared to the Orville is almost the same. And it's the same in that a lot of people ask the question, are we improvising? And we're not. We're staying true to those words, and it's spewing out of our mouths so that we try to make you believe that it's the first time that we've said these words and that we can tell the story and invite you to be a part of that.
Awesome. Thank you.
Pardon?
I said thank you.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure. Is that the only question?
No, it's not. It is. I don't want to jump in because I feel like everybody's very genteel, and I'm like.
Okay, this is how we play the game.
I'm a newspaper reporter, so I'm used to jumping in.
You jump in, and then I'll see a face, and I'll know that they have a question, and I'll invite them to do it. Will that help you out?
Working with McDonald.
Oh my gosh. Well, first of all, he's an absent physical person, but a present vocal person. Meaning, he's in the room, but I'm never looking at him because he's not laying there on the table or trying to hit on me from there. So he's like this voice in the corner, but it truly is his voice. He comes in for that. Oh, yes. And so when you hear this voice that comes out, you're like, oh my God. And one thing that's wonderful about, as an actor, when you're playing against someone that you just can't tolerate or they just irk you to no end, that's when you have your most fun. And I have to tell you, I'm having the most fun playing opposite the Yaphet character. Even though he's not there, and they do a setup for him for a close-up shot, and he's not there. It's fascinating, so I love it. I love it.
What is there for you? Just a green?
There is nothing there for me. I look at something and I ask, is this the eye line? And Seth will say, yes, what are you looking at? I'm looking at that. And they'll maybe put a piece of tape there so that I'm consistent in the takes with that. So no, there's nothing there. And then I'll ask, how wide? Does he rise? And I learn that he does. And okay, just tell me. So it's about eye lines. And I try to get that out of the way because even though it's technical, I don't want the performance to be technical. I'd like to be able to play, and I have to tell you, you ain't seen nothing yet. So.
No hints, no tips?
No hints, no tips. Just know that this green blob will not go away. How about that?
Do you have any dream, you've had some, we were talking about how many great guest stars you've had so far. Do you have any dream guest stars?
Oh, I can dream, and I can dream big. I can dream like who's the father of my children, and all of those, and fans will suggest. But I happen to be a huge fan of Jeffrey Wright. I think he could do no wrong. And I don't know if he'll ever do science fiction like this, but I would just like to be graced in front of the screen with that person playing opposite. But in terms of people that I've worked with before, if they were to come, oddly enough, there have been a lot of people that I've worked with before who've guest starred, which is always lovely when you're reconnecting. Jeffrey Tambor, of course, is one who's wonderful. And I've been very fortunate to have a lot of the directors from different shows on it. But I would love for Stana from Castle. I would love to be in a situation that's not a Gates situation, from Castle, but something that's very different, and the fans get to see us play, because I thought that we had a wonderful time playing on Castle.
Sure. What was your reaction to the more serious episodes, like episode 3 or even episode 4, dealing with religion?
Well, I'll tell you that all of the episodes, as an actor, I take on all of them as being not serious or funny. I take them on as being real, because we're dealing with issues that a lot of people maybe are thinking about, don't really want to talk about, but if they had somebody to talk about them, they would gladly be engaged. So as an actor, I take them on as just a realistic situation, and because it's written on the page to either be funny or serious, that hopefully that's what will translate. So I try to embody it with some kind of reality so that you can believe it, and you can believe that 400 years from now, that can truly happen. Did I get you good?
Thank you.
All right there.
Thank you. So would you call the show a parody of Star Trek, or like, I don't know, just in relation to, would you say it's an homage?
Okay, when am I going to stop you? Because, at the very beginning, people were asking parody, spoof, whatever. I say none of the above. It truly is something that stands by itself. I would say it is a dramedy, and the only reason I say it's a dramedy is because of the reality that we're dealing with, sprinkled with funny. The funny is inevitably going to be there at some point, even if it's something just raw. It's going to be there because it's coming out of Seth's mind. And if you've seen Family Guy or American Dad or Ted, you know that this is the humor of this man. And I think that he's been able to put it together with a love. And he describes the Orville as his love situation, where he's been wanting to do this. He's had great passion to do this for a very long time, and finally he gets to see it. And so you're always going to see some funny, but I would say it's a dramedy, not parody and not spoof.
Without getting into spoilers for the rest of the season, how much do you think your character gets to? How much do you get to explore your character? And is there things going forward into season 2, 3, or whatever that you might not have hit yet that you're hoping to?
Well, I'd like to answer your question by saying this. I truly am a believer in longevity and when it comes to shows. So I certainly hope that we go on forever. And fans, I just want them to be with us. Meaning, there's so many stories to be told and so many stories for Claire to be told. However, this season, I am not disappointed in the least. I believe that finally, in my entire career, and I've been doing this for some time, that I have been able to, in a whole season, be able to explore all of the dimensions of being a woman. So I'm not just playing a doctor. I am a woman who's a doctor, and I'm not just a woman as a doctor. I am a whole, complete woman as a doctor. So I hope that doesn't spoil anything for you, and I hope it tells you everything.
At the end of the season, I am definitely going to think, hopefully I will remember this quote and think back and go, oh, okay, okay, got it.
Absolutely, I think so.
Okay, fine.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you guys very much. Did you have a question? I'm going to have to answer this question, I'm sorry.
Is there going to be a relationship in the season where it can soften your character up a little bit so she's not always so stern? And
You were in for a treat, and I have to tell you, the reason I was not going to walk away before answering your question is because I actually have kids. Claire has kids, and when you meet my kids, you're gonna know I had to be lovey-dovey for some reason because I got these kids, and I'm a really good mommy. And I mean, I think I'm a fun mommy. So I think so. So you're good. Just this. Thank you very much.